What's going on, guys? Got another video for you today. So today I wanted to discuss some of my favorite games of 2016, meaning that they were released in 2016, kind of what systems I got, that kind of stuff, because I think I started my channel around August-ish, so it's only really been about 4 or 5 months since I've been doing this. So there was obviously stuff I picked up way before I started the channel. So Just Cause 3, this was a really good game. I own the first one on the 360, and the second one I have it on my PC. Played the crap out of the PC one, or number 2 rather, and then there's a multiplayer mod for the computer as well, which is free and really awesome. So a really good game. Ratchet and Clank, one of my favorite series of all time. So this was really good. A little shorter than I would have liked. With games that I love and like series that I love, I just want them to be longer and longer. Although it's contradictory, because with RPGs I'm like, oh my god, they're too long, but with stuff like this I always want them to be longer. But those are two fantastic games. So Pokken, this is a really awesome game. I don't think a lot of people really played it, and that's really unfortunate, because it's really unique, and I've never been a big Tekken guy, so I don't know if it really truly copied Tekken a ton, but it is a really fun game, and I'd be willing to bet that none of my subscribers could beat me at this game. Charizard all the way, and yeah, this game is badass. I kind of wish the roster was a little bigger, not with DLC, but actually on the disc. So hopefully, if the rumors are true and they're putting this on the Switch, it has a bigger roster. That would be really cool, because it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It was like 16, I think, and then you also got the Mewtwo, or Dark Mewtwo, if you got the early edition. SteamWorld Heist and Dig. This came out not too long ago. I love SteamWorld Dig. I'm not really how far I'm into SteamWorld Heist. I would say it's at least halfway. Really awesome game. They play sort of similar, but they're different, but they're like in the same universe, so it's really cool. And one of the YouTubers that does NX Switch rumors and stuff, I forget who it was, said that there's a new SteamWorld coming to the Switch, so that could be pretty sweet. I would definitely like to see a third iteration of that series. Not too many Xbox games in this list. Forza Horizon is good, but I'm maybe an hour and a half deep into it, so I'm not going to put it into the list. However, Recore, really cool game. So I got this from Best Buy, and I got the sweet controller skin. I'm never going to use it, because once you use it, then you don't have, just not going to use it. But really good game. You can get this super cheap now. I think this is like 20 or 30 bucks at Best Buy, give or take. Put it into your watch list or whatever, and then wait till it goes on sale is what I'd recommend. Definitely, it was 40 new, or maybe 50 new. Not worth more than 20 or 30. So this is one exception to the rule. This came out in December of 2015, but I got it for Christmas, then I didn't really play it till 2016. Paper Jam. I really am loving this game. Probably only a few short hours away from beating it, so really good game. I mean, it basically combined, the Mario and Luigi and the Paper Mario series into one. Maybe this was like Nintendo hinting that they're going to combine the handheld and the console into one. And Kirby Planet Robobot. Such a good game. I beat this twice through already. Once you beat it once, you get to play as Meta Knight, and it's like timed, so that's pretty fun. A lot of replay value. The art style. I mean, I guess Kirby always kind of looks the same, unless you're doing the clay ones. The art, the music, the boss battles. So with Triple Deluxe, the midway boss in that game really had me stuck. I stopped playing that game for an entire year, and then one day I was over at my cousin's. Actually, I guess it was Easter this year. And he was just like, let me try that Triple Deluxe. I'm going to beat that boss for you. He couldn't do it. He played it like 10 times, and I played it like 5 times. And then on my 6th time, I finally beat that. It was the flower boss. It's like a bee, and there's like a bunch of flowers. So that had me stuck for a long time, but then I went back and actually ended up beating it, and I love Triple Deluxe, and then this is kind of like a spiritual successor to it. It doesn't actually continue, but it's the same universe because you can go forward and back in between the world. So I haven't actually beaten this yet, but I do really love it, and I'm going to beat this year. I'm debating if I want to actually restart it or if I want to try to pick up from where I stopped, because it's probably been a good 4 months since I've played it, so I still remember most of the story, but at the same time, that's something I've always wondered. How do you guys do it? Do you, like, if you stop a game and you go back, like, let's not say, if it's Mario, that's one thing. You just jump and collect coins. Like, you can go back to that at any point in time. But something that has, like, a story, or it's an RPG, or it has complex controls, do you restart it to play it again, or do you pick it up from, where you left off? I'm not really sure how I want to do that, because this is a long game. I do want to beat it and enjoy it and experience the full game. And I guess to really do that, you do have to play all 3 stories, which would probably be every bit of 200 hours worth of gameplay. Holy fuck. And then the next one, I really loved this game. Uncharted 4 was so good. Hands down one of the most beautiful games to date, in my opinion. I bet you it looks even better on the PS4 Pro. I don't have that yet. I don't often buy these bigger, limited ones. I wanted the one with the statue, but that box was like huge, and I can just, most of the time those statues, you can end up a year or 2 after they've been out, you can get them on eBay for like $20. Like, I got the Max Payne one for $5. I got the God of War Ascension one for like $5. You can get them cheap later on. Just, that's a tip for collectors. If you want the statue, go for this so you have like the nice one, but then get the statue later. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I really enjoyed this. The only thing that would have made it better is couch co-op. Same with Transformers. Why did you guys not put couch co-op in it? Like, this is like screams couch co-op, like the old Ninja Turtle games. Which, not that it's a new game, but I picked up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 at the beginning of this year, and I love that game now. Not that it's a new game, but, and then I picked this up, and really good game. You can play online with 4 people, but you can't play co-op, like on the couch or something, which is really stupid. And Last Guardian, so I'm not very far in this at all either, but this is a game that I can just tell that I'm going to absolutely love, so I'm including that in my 2016 pile that, I can just already tell it's going to be a good game. Doom, this was a faithful remake, really good, gory, just awesome game. I have it on my PC as well, just because it looks better on the PC and runs better. This runs at 60 on this, so it runs good on console, but it is a really good game nonetheless, so do recommend that too. Wild Guns, this just came out. So far I've only gotten to the 3rd level. I think there's 5 or 6 original levels in the classic game, and then they added 2 new characters, new bosses and special weapons, classic and new stages. I'm pretty sure they added 2 new stages to it, and then there's 5 or 6 original ones. I'm not really good at this game. It is very fun though. You can play, this has 4-player couch co-op, but not online play, I don't think. And then it does have online ranking though, so that's cool. And then this is a game that I got for Christmas, Dragon Quest Builders. Yesterday I literally sat down for about 8 or 9 hours and didn't move because I was playing Dragon Quest Builders. I've never been into these crafting games before. This has me sucked in. I have never really played Dragon Quest games prior to this, but now I'm going to get Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 8, and I might even try to get the older ones. I know Dragon Quest 10 is going to be a Switch game, so I do want that as well. These are really cool. Just this one game just dragged me in. I just want to learn, all about these characters and just enjoy the universe. One thing I did notice though, I entered in this game code on my PlayStation, and it didn't download for some weird reason. And then when I went to actually, so if you go on and you got your square of the game, and you hit down, you can pull up like a mini store page for that game. and then you can usually look at the content. There's nothing there, and a few times it said content will be here soon, or check back soon, or check back later, or something along those lines. And so it is nothing serious, but this was the day one edition, and you get kind of some kind of special sprinkles recipe, slimy block recipe, and gold block recipe. So I'd be willing to bet that those gold blocks are probably super strong. So if you haven't played this game yet, you need to have strong walls to protect your citizens in your village, I guess you'd say. I made mine more or less a gigantic castle. So I built like 6 rooms, and then I like different shapes and different sizes, and then I built a second layer, and then on the third layer there's only one room, which is my room, even though they go into it anyway. And that has all the awesome shit in it, like the fireplace, the couch. So if you kill the dragons that are in this game, no spoilers, they're not boss fights, they're just randomly around the world. You get couches and fireplaces and that kind of stuff. Wait till you get the bombs to destroy the dragons. But this game has me so sucked in. It's so good. I think this might be my game of 2016. I haven't even finished it yet. I'm loving the absolute crap out of this game. I really am. So yeah, I want to get Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 8. Mafia 3, so I'm alternating between this and Dragon Quest. I'm really hooked onto this. Probably about 8 or 9 hours deep into it. I'm really loving it. It's a really good game. It didn't deserve all the hate that it got. The only thing that I so far don't like about it is the driving mechanics. They're not really polished as much as like a GTA or a San Andreas, or for that matter a Need for Speed. Or maybe it's done that way on purpose because they're old cars, so that it's like floaty and like tanky. So like you'll turn around the corner, but your car just like doesn't stop. Even if you e-brake it, it just doesn't stop. So that is one thing I noticed about this game. The driving controls aren't really the best, but nevertheless, it's a really fun story and a cool game. And the last two, so Valkyria Chronicles Remastered, really good game. This is really hard to find now, at least in stores. You're not going to find it. I promise you won't. It still should be cheap. I haven't checked on the price, but really cool game. This is a PS3 remake, so they remade it on the PS4. I don't think it's on Xbox One. It is on the PC though. Yeah, really cool game. Unique. This has appearances from the Skies of Arcadia characters, or a few of them. Really cool game. I think they're actually making a sequel to this, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comments if you know. And this is really weird and hard for me to believe, but Final Fantasy 15 also is up there with Dragon Quest Builders. I'm alternating between Mafia 3, Dragon Quest Builders, and this for my console games that I'm currently playing. I'm hooked to all 3 of them. They're so good. They really are. All 3 of them are good, but I've never been into Final Fantasy too much, but now this is another series that I really want to dive into and just learn as much as I can about it and just enjoy it. What was the Final Fantasy Explorers for the 3DS? That one looks pretty cool. World of Final Fantasy, which is the other Final Fantasy that came out, at holiday season this year, but I haven't seen anybody really talking about that either, so I don't know if it's good or bad, or if it's just not, or if it just got eclipsed by its bigger brother. But yeah, so I really want to get more into Final Fantasy and just play them all, really. And then a few things that I wanted to discuss with you guys, wrote down on this shitty piece of paper. So the 3DS is almost dead at this point in time. I want to say there's 7 or 8 games coming out for it, like physically, that are like notable, not like your Lego and Barbie Horse Adventure. So you got Ever Oasis. Dragon Quest 8 is coming out this year. 7 came out last year, so I do want to pick up both of those. Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World, I do want to get that. I really did love... Did Yoshi's Woolly World? I think that was last year. That might have been this year. I don't know, I can't remember. But I do want to get that. And then Mario Sports Superstars. That looks really good for the 3DS as well. Resident Evil 7, Gravity Rush 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, Kingdom Hearts 2.8. Those are all coming out, I think, January or February. So I do want to get those. Near Automata, that looks badass, and that's developed by Platinums, who did the Transformers game, the Ninja Turtles game, Bayonetta. They helped in the Beautiful Joe games back in the day, so they have a good track record. Marvel vs. Capcom finally got reconfirmed, so I guess Capcom worked out some kind of deal with Disney where they were like, "I'm scratching your back, you can scratch mine." Ghost Recon, what is it called? I forget what the actual subtitle is, but the new Ghost Recon looks pretty badass. I'll probably get that on PC just because it's an online-only title, so owning the disc, there's no point. So, there's just no point. South Park: The Fractured Butthole looks really funny too. I enjoyed the first one a lot. I played that twice through myself. The new Crash Bandicoot game looks really badass as well. Ukulele, so I just saw that the pre-orders went up for that. They're $40, so that's a good price. I only see it for Steam, PS4, and Xbox One. Why is there no Wii U copy? Is it only digital download? Why does the Wii U never get any support? And it's weird because those are ex-Rare employees who were basically made famous because of Nintendo. So I'm hoping that's just because they're switching it over to the Switch. See what I did there? And then for the Xbox, you got Halo Wars 2, Crackdown, Scalebound. So those all look really good. I imagine E3 this year they'll probably announce Halo 6. They'll at least show it to us, and then it'll probably come out in 2017 or 2018. And then in 2018 they'll probably show us Gears 5, and then 2019 Gears 5 will come out. And then they're gonna have to figure out a new shooter to replace Halo, because I think Halo's kind of a dying breed at this point in time. They can't keep milking it anymore. Like, Halo 6 needs to be it, and it needs to either take a break for like a good 5 years, or they need to come up with a new first-person shooter series, because they can't just keep milking Halo. It's just not working anymore. As a fan, since the original one, pretty much not far after release, I think I got my Xbox a year or two after Halo had come out, like specifically for Halo, and then I've bought every other Halo that has come out day one. So I'm a big fan, you can say. Halo has just really gone downhill, and it really disappoints me because, 1, 2, 3 were awesome. Reach was really good. Halo Wars was fantastic. Halo Wars 2 is coming out, so I'm excited for that. But yeah, Halo 4 and 5, they just weren't good. And I don't know if it's just 343 shitty or what, because Reach was good. So I don't know what happened between Reach and 4 and 5. Like, I think Reach was still good because, and same with ODST, because Bungie was still like had their eyes over 343's shoulders, making sure they were doing it okay. But 4 and 5 just weren't good to me. Like, I just don't enjoy the Didac and the robots and all that bullshit. Like, to me, Halo is humanity fighting the aliens, not the robots. Get rid of the fucking robots. I'm tired of the robots. Done with the robots. Like, get rid of that shit. And then, as far as hardware-wise, I got the Xbox One S, Gears of War 4 Edition. That was a few months ago. I fucked up on that unboxing, so it never existed. And then the new 3DS Pokemon, not the one for Sun and Moon, but the one for Red and Blue, so it's like the mini white one, which is this one actually, but I changed it to the Majora's Mask plates. And yeah, so that's pretty much most of the current gen stuff that I got this year. I'm sure there's other stuff that I didn't pick out that maybe I didn't like, or that kind of stuff. I haven't touched Color Splash yet. I opened it, but I haven't actually even touched it yet because I just have too many games that I need to get through. So some of my goals for this year are to get through more of my games and not just be collecting all the time. I want to get through more of my games and actually beat them. So that's kind of like my challenge and goal this year. And my first challenge this year actually is for the month of January, I'm going to try not to buy any game and just actually play my games that I have now and enjoy them. So with that being said, you might see more collection videos. I do have stuff coming in the mail that I ordered before January, but I'm not going to be ordering anything in the month of January, or I'm not even going to go retro hunting. Like, I'm just not going to subject myself. I'm not going to go look. Even if I find a new store or a new store's opening up, I'm just not even going to do it. I'm just, trying to go on a little break of buying games for a little bit here. So I'm challenging myself to do that for 30 days. Today's the second, about halfway through the second day of January. So we'll see how long I can make it without buying new games. So I have one GameCube thing coming, and then I have 2 original Xbox games coming that I ordered before this month. So if you see those, which you will, I didn't order them this month. So, and then I wanted to briefly touch on the Switch. So I imagine I'm probably gonna explain what I'm talking about, but apparently there's new VR rumors going on about the Switch. I really don't want to be this kind of guy that's going on about Switch rumors, but I'm going to tell you as a longtime Nintendo fan, I know it doesn't seem like it in my videos because I mainly show Xbox and PlayStation stuff, but actually, truthfully, I'm a Nintendo fanboy. Like, I just am, I'll admit it, I don't care, it doesn't bother me, and it shouldn't bother you because I like all the systems, but Nintendo has always been that top tier for me. They're just the icing on the cake. They don't put out shit games, they put out polished stuff. And to me, I would rather spend my money on a polished game versus something that's just junk. Like, what's something that came out that was just absolute junk? I mean, it's hard to even remember which ones are junk because pretty much all of them that come out need 10 gig patches when they come out, and it just I hope the Switch doesn't go that way. But back to the Switch rumors. So there's rumors that it's gonna have a VR headset, and it's Resident Evil is gonna be on that. So for me, I kind of don't want to get Resident Evil for the PS4 if it is going to come to the Switch, but at the same time, I don't want to miss out hoping that it's going to come to the Switch. So this is one of those times where I'd want Nintendo to tell us that it's coming out instead of waiting till the last minute to say, hey, we do have a VR and Resident Evil's coming out. I'd want to know now. But with the Switch, so you've seen the deck, or the base unit, I guess, whatever they're going to call it. So if you look at the right side of it, there's actually 2 HDMI ports on it. I'm going to insert a picture right here to show it to you. So there's 2 HDMI ports on it. That's clearly for a VR headset to plug into. Like, how has nobody figured that out? Like, I'm not a genius here, but duh, that's what those are for. And what other rumors have they been? And everybody's talking about the power, and they're worried about the power. If it has Xbox One power in a handheld, like, how are you not happy with that? Xbox One still looks good. Have you ever looked at Rise Son of Rome? Have you ever looked at Halo 5 or Gears 4? Those games are beautiful. So if it can get that on a handheld, I am good with that. I don't need powerhouse systems anymore. If you want it, if you're one of those people that bitches about graphics, get a fucking gaming PC and stop bitching about graphics. It's irrelevant. Just play the games and enjoy them. And like, I'm not going to sit there and like on a high totem pole and say that I have the right to bitch about it, but it's just like I own all 4 platforms. Well, actually, I guess you really have Vita, 3DS, Xbox One, PS4, Wii U, PC, and Switch. You're really at like almost 7 platforms during the 8th generation, although PC is kind of always a consistent platform. But, like, don't bitch about graphics if you're going to just continue to not game on a PC. Like, the only way you can, not the only way, but like, it just like, you can't bitch about graphics if you game on a console. Like, I'm sorry, you just can't. If you, and I hate to PC Master Race it, but like, you can only bitch about it if you have like a high, even like a mid-range PC, like a 1060 is still better than a PS4 Pro. Like, it just is. And that's not even expensive anymore. You can get like a 1060 PC up and running for like $600. So it's $200 more than a PS4 Pro. But yeah, so with the Switch, you got your VR rumors. There's rumors of all these games coming out. And I'm sorry, Laura Kate Dale, or whatever your name is, or all these leakers and stuff. Just stop, man. Like, I want some of it to be a surprise. I want Nintendo to be able to surprise us. And I want Nintendo to have some oomph when it comes to their presentation. And be surprised that Mario is secretly a launch title. And they were, they didn't want to show it to us because they just wanted it to be ready day one. And they wanted Zelda to be ready day one. And they have Pikmin 4 secretly in development this entire time. It's going to be ready day one, and they're just going to come out bats a-swinging. And like, that's the kind of stuff I want to see from Nintendo. I think they really are coming out hard this time. I think they learned their lesson. I think Takashima, I don't know how to say his name, but R.I.P. Iwata, we miss you. Even though you didn't do great by us in the last couple years, but you did give us the GameCube and the Wii and the DS. But yeah, so all these leakers and stuff, like, dude, just fucking stop. Like, there's entire YouTube channels that are just made and have huge subscriber bases because of NX leaks. Like, enough. Nobody wants to see that shit anymore. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's clickbait. Like, and I fall into it myself, and I hate doing it. And I'm just like, how did I get into this clickbait again? And, you know, it's just dumb. Like, I want there to be some surprises. I want us to be, you know, like, the Joy-Cons. Like, they're probably going to have rumble in them. They're probably going to have motion controls. And, like, I want all this stuff to be a surprise to me. And, like, I hate that I click on the clickbait. I don't feel like any of my videos are clickbait, because they're just, I mean, my channel's mainly just unboxings and me rambling, really, at this point. But, you know, I'm excited for the Switch, though. So we got 10 days until we get the announcement. I think I might actually take off work just so that I can assure I can get a pre-order for it, because I want to bring you guys an unboxing, and I absolutely need to have that the day it launches. Whatever... I'm figuring there's probably going to be 10 to 20 launch games for it. So I'm thinking it's going to be Mario, Zelda, maybe Pikmin. I would imagine Resident Evil will be there, not with the VR support, but I think it will be there launch day. Surprisingly, I think Dragon Quest Builders, I think Final Fantasy 15 might. And if they do get announced for that, I'm ditching the PS4 versions and buying it again for the Switch, and I'm going to replay it on the Switch. Elder Scrolls is going to be there. I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Doom or some Wolfenstein. I wouldn't even be surprised to maybe see some heavy hitters from Ubisoft, like some Far Cry, or, you know, that Steep game that came out. Doesn't really interest me, but it might interest some other people. I really think that this is Nintendo's chance to shine. Like, they got the x86 architecture. I really do want to see Nintendo, like, go out swinging and, like, at least give it one last hurrah, because if they do bad on this system, yeah, they've got tons of money, but at the same time, you can't just be constantly dumping and losing money to have a profitable business. Sure, they've got amiibos and they've got weirdos like me who have every single one of them, but that's only realistically about $1,500. That's not making or breaking a company right there, which is kind of sad that I spent that much on toys, but whatever. To be fair, those are the only other collectibles aside from games that I have, but it's game related, so it's okay. But yeah, so Switch, man, like, I'm excited for it. I'd really like to see a lot of stuff for it. Maybe some Fire Emblem, a new Donkey Kong, some Kirby, some Yoshi. I'd love an F-Zero. It'd be cool if somehow Nintendo made some kind of, like, backdoor deal with Capcom to get a new Mega Man. Maybe that's why they haven't, because they've been prepping it for the NX. I doubt it, but a man can dream. Luigi's Mansion would be cool. Supposedly that was rumored for a while too. Yeah, there's just so many games they could bring to it, and I want to be surprised by it. So to all the leakers out there, if you somehow see this, like, stop leaking shit. It's not cool. Just enough. Enough is enough. So I guess at this point I've rambled on long enough. As far as channel updates go, I do have the giveaway that I'm planning out. I need to figure out exactly how I'm going to do it, how, you know, all that stuff's going to work, and at this point in time we're probably looking at a 40-minute video, so again, most of you probably won't make it to the end of this, but if you do, tell me what your favorite thing at Taco Bell is. But yeah, so I'm excited for the Switch. I think it could be a game changer for Nintendo. I really do. I'm starting to run out of room to put consoles, though. I'm gonna have to get rid of some of the, well, pack them up and put them away, not get rid of them. But I think the Saturn might be the first one to go because I never play it. One of my subscribers was telling me about modding it and stuff, so I might try to get into that. But I might want to just get a second one so that I don't mess up my childhood Saturn. So. But that's it for now, so peace out for now, gamers. Till next time.
Come here, you mother...